Blue 60. Check. Watch it before. I'm on.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. It's a foot race. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. J.D. McKissick, 76 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Cousins gives way to Cook. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Throwing, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Devon Kennard. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack on 1st down, Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the field under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there, because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things, because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They will run it. It's McKissick. And they're able to get get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle them.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line. Daniil Hunter. And it'll be a turnover on downs. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. They run again on first down, Cook. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 40, 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he was kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And out across midfield down to the 45. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Hey, no, easy.
A first down throw for Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Here's McKissick. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Stafford. This one complete to Lacy. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A first down carry here for Johnson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he gets it down to the 32. That one a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
32.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it's third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, here's Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Now Scarborough. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. This one taken in by Olabisi Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. From the red zone now, Cousins. And it's caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Now Cook, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 2nd and goal, Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down now. It's Johnson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
2 yards. First down, Lions.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
A carry now for McKissick. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Check 49. 11. It's a safety creek. Topper, Topper. Watch out, watch out.
On 2nd down, Johnson. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Right there. 54 Mike. All day, every day, any day. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go.
They'll run with McKissick, and he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, 22.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Sam Martin now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and count.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. The NFL on EA Sports is in the Steel City at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ready? Katie. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Defense wins championships, baby.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Tight into the road, boy. Tight into the road. Move.
Out of the gun, Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Check 24. Check 24.
Newton. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Jack 16. Show that bench release and go.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
50. Exit.
First carry for James Conner. And an alley to run. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, 30 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. Flush to his right. That's caught. It's Jarius Wright. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. On first down, Newton rolling to his right. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Throwing on second and long. Newton, this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. From the gun on third down, Newton. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That's right, man.
They are going to go for it. It's Newton. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. Now a play fake here on first down. Bud Dupree coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, 43 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
From the 31, Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43. Yeah, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 41, Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. The 20. That one goes for 36 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
They'll run here with Connor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Now Newton on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Even with the good gain, I thought they might accept that one.
Yeah, you thought maybe they'd go with the downs as opposed to the yardage. So if you're taking the yardage now, 2nd and less than 5, that tells me you feel good about how your offense is working.
Jay! Hey! Back! Lock it back!
On 2nd down, it's Connor. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the fumble recovery, Newton. Wright's got him. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now a 1st down throw for Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
Writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Now Newton. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
54,
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. He gets this one to Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Like that! 230!
I don't think you got it.
22, 44.
Check right, 50.
Smooth!
54. Let's go.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. He's going to launch. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards.
Alert!
Set the tone, defense.
Check 16.
Check 13. Check 13. Check.
No spacing.
He's coming to you. Motion. Hey.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
This will be taken short. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He'll rifle this one. He's got a man complete. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Here's Newton. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. A final shot before the break. Newton. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Going for the deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. A good pickup there, 26 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Newton now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's got the hook up to Moore. 12 more yards there and another first down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Squeeze, double.
To the air again, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's